everybody, this is Ina again, and I want to show you and talk to you a little bit about a project I have been working on lately. Like many of you probably have too, I have this stash of, well, odds and ends and leftovers and things I don't use hardly at all. I do a lot of cutting and gluing from my collages. I've got all kinds of papers here. Some of it, of course, I still use, but there is a lot of extra, small tiny pieces, doilies, cut up doilies, leftovers, you know, things I cut out from magazines, then decided not to use it at that very moment, so I keep them. Some images are so small that they most probably will not go on my collage pages. Then I have a lot of washi. I'm not a great washi tape user, so I like to use it up. And then somebody had given me all these tiny little die cuts, as a mountain of them. And I also have stickers. I don't use stickers much in my art, but I have a little envelope full of those. I also have plenty of wrapping paper, all kinds of color. Some of it is really pretty, but they're huge. And even though if I use some of it on my collages, I would never use it all up. And I don't like to repeat so much in my big artwork, so these are often duplicates or, well, those odds and ends, you know, the leftovers. So I wanted to find a place to put them. I wanted to have a place I could use them up. And I came across this really cool journal, and I thought, if I make myself a new journal, I get inspired to fill it up, and maybe it could serve me as a glue book, because then I could just use up all these odds and ends and just make fun, simple pages. So that's what I have been doing. And this is a journal. It's a Trifold journal. It's the first time I ever made one of these. And I got the idea from a video on YouTube. It's by Jen of Eve Designs, and I will put the link down in my description. She'll give a very, my English, goodness. She gives a very good instruction of how to make these type of journals, and I followed her instructions pretty closely for the basic cover. Now, she had some materials which were not available to me, but also I wanted, as I wanted to use this as a glue book, I choose to use a binding. She does a loose leaf, and I also choose not to use magnets, which she uses to keep her book closed, but a ribbon. So let me show you the outside, and then we go inside. I started just a little bit with the glue book, and I'm hoping that maybe after I show you the journal, I could make a page with you. I had just done several napkin swaps, and you know how it is when you get napkins sent to you, you usually just get one of a kind, and they're often not big enough to cover a large area. So for this I opted to decoupage different napkins, all flower designs, to make the cover. And then at the back I just added some fibers and some metal beads I had to the twine I used for the binding. Now the closure, it's a metal keyhole. It comes with two little paper brads. There was a little set. There were about 5 or 6 of them. Sorry, I have no clue what the proper name for those were. And then there's a little metal butterfly. The top part moves a little bit, a little bling. Alright, I opted to close it with a ribbon. So here are the paper brads, you can see them. And this was just a seam binding, and I used my X-Acto knife to just make 2 slits just so it fits in nice and snug, and I actually secured it on the other side with some glue so it won't slip out. And I also secured the ends here so they don't fray. So really it's quite simple. It just takes one pull. And for this Trifold, it's important that you have a closer which pulls up this lid towards the cover, like she used magnets, and of course that works great. And but the ribbon does the same. It kind of pulls it up towards the cover. All right, so let me show you one more time the outside. As you can see, it's kind of a combination of different napkins, all flowers. So I used a little spray as well. Then I used my ink pad to go all around it, and my big brush brown marker as well. All right, now at the inside, whoops, sorry, I banged the camera. And the inside I used the same napkin because I had a whole package of this. Although again I used up little bits and pieces I had all left over from other projects, so it's not just one big piece, but it's all the same napkin. And this also got distressed on the edges. Oh yeah, the cutout here, I thought it was so pretty. She did something like this in her video as well. She used a template. Now I didn't have anything, so I just kind of winged it and cut it out by hand, and yeah, I like the effect it has. So because I was thinking Gluebook, and I was thinking to really have a lot of room and sturdy paper where I can add just anything, whatever comes to mind, I used file folders. First of all, I had a lot of them, and it was nice to get them out of my drawer, but also they make such nice sturdy pages. So very simple. I cut the file folder in half and then fold it in half, and then I put the two halves together like this to form one signature. So you can see the edges have the typical file folder cutouts, and they're different size, and that's great. I like it that way. So there's 4 like this because I used 4 file folders. And then I had these other file folders. I don't really know, they might have a different name, but they came as a pocket. They were of course a bit bigger, and I cut them down to fit, and I just left them for one signature. So it's just one page, one signature, but it gives you a nice big spread in the middle. So I alternated them. There's a file folder, there's one of those pocket folders, another file folder, another pocket one, and so on. I believe that I used 4 file folders and 3 of these pocket ones. All right, and I spaced them out pretty nicely here. You can see on the spine, but you can also see how much room there is. So I can really fill this up, and there should be plenty of room for whatever I might like to add. So I started. This is the first page, and I don't think it's done yet, because I think the idea is to just glue things in the way, you know, it comes, like the way it feels good, it looks good, you like it, just put it down without too much thought. But you could always add to it, especially as you're working in the other pages and you come across a piece and go well on another page. So you could just add it. That's what I did here. Here the background was just a piece of notepad somebody had sent me, and it says happy is this way, and I thought that was kind of appropriate. That's a sticker and just some different cutouts. This one is a piece of napkin, and I let it go on the other side. There's some more vintage looking cutouts I had laying around. This is an odd combination of this and that. I think here on both of these pages I use wrapping paper for the background, and I'm not sure yet where it's going. I might add some stamping. I might even do some shading with my ink pads, just because I really enjoy doing that, and I might not be able to resist. I also have my 2 tuck journals, and they have all kind of little goodies in them too. I have been collecting, so some of them are suitable for another journal cover or swaps or whatever I may think of using them for, but some are quite tiny, or they are duplicates too, and so I'm thinking I could find some little treasures in both of these as well to add to this glue book. If you haven't seen these, please check out my channel. I have tutorials on both of them. So I think I'm going to put on some music, and I'm just going to make a page with you, and well, we'll see what happens. I have no plan. Well, I think this is it for now. I think it's kind of interesting, and of course, as I said before, it's probably not done. I will get back to it when I do the next pages, and I will probably find some more things to go into these pages as well. Anyway, that was a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed watching me, and eventually I'll probably do a flip through. Well, bye bye for now.